Hey guys, I'm here. Good to see you all. Welcome to our very first video entrepreneurs live event type of thing we're doing here on YouTube. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. This is a show for those of you guys who are full-time YouTubers, and we're going to just discuss a lot of the things and issues that are happening behind the businesses of other full-time YouTubers who are here hanging out with us. And we're going to hopefully just help each other out, come up with ideas and answers that will move their channels forward and give you guys some ideas and answers that will help you guys move your channels forward as well. So our hope is that it helps you know how to better think about your audience development and the businesses that you're growing surrounding your channels and the online communities that you're growing, so that you can serve them better, and that the money that's necessary to sustain that will come in and become a bigger part of the channel and the stuff that you guys are doing. So today's our very first episode, and I'm super excited to introduce you guys to the group of full-time YouTubers that we have here that we're going to be discussing all this stuff with over the next 12 weeks. Let me show you guys this real quick. This is our sponsor for this episode, famebit.com. Go check them out. Link to them is in the description below. If you're listening to this later, it's videocreators.com/famebit. And this is a great first step for those of you guys who really want to, you really want to start the business side of building your channel and the money that it's generating and the income that's coming from it. And so famebit.com, you need at least 5,000 subscribers. You can come sign up. And then you have all these different brand deals of different brands that just want to work with you right here that you can download and use. So I'm looking right here at some of these, so like 100 to 250 bucks is the range for this one. The cool thing is you go up here, you filter by category. So maybe you're in the health and fitness industry, you want one of these. And let's say I only do a minimum of like $500 deals. So you can filter that out. Look through one of these, and maybe you're like, okay, this tea, that would work really well with my audience. Click on send a proposal. You can fill this out, fill in your fees, and then make your pitch of your idea to the channel right here, and then click on send proposal. And then after that, you wait for them to hear back. And one of the great things about FameBit is that they hold the sponsor's money in escrow so that you get paid within 24 hours after your video has been approved. So really good deal. I've used them to make money. I know other people who are going to be joining us here as a part of this live stream have also used them quite a bit as well. So link to them is in the description below. It's videocreators.com/famebit. Will take you right to the page that you need to be at in order to learn more about the influencer side of what it means for you as creators and all that. So that should be a shortcut to help get you guys right there. All right, well, let's meet these 5 full-time YouTubers we'll be learning alongside of for the next 12 weeks. Links to their channels are in the description below this video here on YouTube, so go check it out and check out each of them. And I would encourage you guys to subscribe to them because you're going to be hearing a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff over the next 12 weeks of this series, of what's happening on their channels and the business side and the audience development side. And as you subscribe, then it'll give you the opportunity to kind of see more on the front end what's actually happening and how the things we're talking about here are actually translating to what they're doing. So let's meet them. Hi guys, how are you guys doing?
Hey, Tom.
Awesome.
Good morning.
Here they are. It's awesome to see you guys. I'm really excited to hang out and learn from each of you. This is gonna be great. So I want each of you guys, first of all, to introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about who you are, and your YouTube channel, and anything else that you would like us to know. Let's start with Clintus, and we'll go across from there. So, hey, Clintus.
Good morning. Yes, my name is Clintus McGintis. I am a daily vlogger. I've been going 1,388 days strong. But my channel, Clintus TV, is almost 10 years old. It'll be 10 years old this June or July. I think it's July. So I've been making videos for a long time, but the daily thing has been almost 4 years. And so I quit my job last December. So it's been 1 full year as a full-time YouTuber. And this last year has been amazing. Channel continues to grow and do well. And I've actually really started concentrating on a second channel, which is around gaming and live streaming on YouTube Gaming.
Sweet. It's great to have you. I'm looking forward to learning from you, man. Let's go to Evan. Tell us a bit about yourself, man.
Tim, thanks for putting this on. My channel is Modeling the Masters. It's daily wisdom, inspiration, and ideas to help entrepreneurs grow their business. I love all the comments that are already happening in the chat. Shout out to Steve Carmichael. You got a great last name, buddy. And looking forward to a great session here.
Yeah, everyone's excited about Steve being here. That's awesome. I'm here too, guys, but it's great. And no, these people are these are awesome. And Amy and Lindsay and Clintus. So yeah, Evan, I've already learned so much from you, Evan, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot from you here over the next 12 weeks. You've been super helpful for me and my business. And so thanks for hanging out with us, man. Steve.
My name is Steve Ramsey. I have a DIY how-to woodworking channel called Woodworking for Mere Mortals. It's geared towards everybody. Everybody can build my projects. And I am entering my 9th year on YouTube, which is mind-boggling to me. But when I started, I didn't start my channel with the intention of doing this full-time. I think a lot of us back then were just posting videos on a lark.
When was that?
And so I've been doing it full time for about 3 years now.
Okay. And when did you start?
2008.
Okay, cool. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just wondering for context. Yeah, that's cool.
Right.
Sweet. Well, it's good to have you. Woodworking for Mere Mortals, which is me. I don't even know how to.
Anybody can do it.
That's good, because I would be one of those people that don't really know much about that stuff. Amy, it's good to have you here. Another local Ohioan.
That's right. What's up, Tim? Thanks for having me. My name is Amy Schmidauer. I have a Savvy Sexy Social YouTube channel. That channel's been around since 2011. I've been on YouTube since 2008. But this specific effort is around helping small business show off their amazing personality with video content and social media marketing. So that's what I do, in addition to coaching, speaking, and a lot of other things. I would not call myself a full-time YouTuber. YouTube is lead generator for me and my business, but I have been full-time self-employed since the channel launched in 2011.
Cool. Sweet. Well, it's good to have you, Amy. I know we're going to learn a lot from you as well, and hopefully we'll give you some value also. And Lindsay, hello. Good to have you.
Hey guys, my name is Lindsay. My channel is the Frugal Crafter, and it is pretty much what the title is about. It's just about learning how to craft and paint and do it on a budget. I believe everybody can make art, and I do daily arts and crafts videos on my channel. And I've been on YouTube for 6 years, and I've been making a full-time income from my YouTube channel for about 1.5 years. But like Amy, I've been self-employed for the past 15 years, teaching classes, doing graphic design, kind of jack of all artsy trades, I guess. So
yeah, cool.
Hi.
Well, it's great to have all of you. I'm really excited about this. So I'm in the hot seat first. And the way this is going to work, guys, is every week one of us will be in the hot seat, which means that we will be presenting to the group and to the rest of you some of the issues, the challenges, the roadblocks, whatever it is that we're bumping into with our own audience development on YouTube, as well as some of the issues with the business that is supporting that audience. And so I'm in the hot seat first, and then the rest of you guys who are watching, listening, and also, of course, Clintus, Evan, Steve, Amy, and Lindsay will be talking about those things here. And then next week, Evan will be in the hot seat, and we'll all pour into him. Next week, we'll all just pour into each other. We'll set some goals at the end of each one, and then every 6 weeks, we'll be back in the hot seat, and then we can report to you guys and to each other what happened over the course of the last 6 weeks if we met our goals that we had set for ourselves through this. So I'm going to go first here, guys. So my question for you that I'd like to talk about is one thing I haven't done a whole lot of here at Video Creators, nor on my family's channel, is at Schmovies, is like brand deals. I've worked with brands that come to me, and they're usually ones that they're friends that I have personally, or, like FameBit here in this case. I've worked with those guys a lot in the past. And so, but I haven't really gone out and intentionally made sponsorships part of my business model, and really tried to focus on those. And so both for my family's channel and for this one, I want to start doing more of that. And so I know one of the first things that needs to be done is you prepare a media deck that you would then summary of your channel that I'd use to then pitch myself to different brands I would like to work with. And so what I want to do with you guys is just kind of run through what I have in there in that media deck, and then hear from you guys. And I've got Evernote open and ready to take notes from you guys about other things that you'd say, hey, include this, or make sure you don't do that, or advice for both the media deck and then also reaching out and making those contacts with the brands and the marketing directors at them. So my media deck first opens with like a slide of like my story of how the channel got started, and then the mission of like what the channel is all about. The second slide kind of gives an overview of the demographics of who we reach as far as gender, age, location, things like that, that you can just that I just stole out of the YouTube analytics. And then the next slide, the third one, is my social reach, which includes like how many people am I reaching potentially total, which would be like YouTube subscribers, Twitter followers, Facebook likes, Instagram, although I don't think I'll be Instagram definitely apply to my family's channel, but I don't do much for video creators on there. Email list, things like that is all my social reach, just kind of highlighting, boom, one big number. And then there's the engagement metrics in the next slide, which is, all right, so you reach all these people, but are they actually listening to you? Like, are they actually engaged with you? And so I just kind of show a highlight, mostly from YouTube, of, you know, comments rates, subscribe rates, like, dislikes, favoriting, all those types of things that indicate like a form of engagement on YouTube. And the next slide is, which I haven't been able to fill out yet because I am kind of just getting started. So I'd like to hear what you guys say about this. But I was going to put some case studies of previous brand integrations and testimonials. You know, there's FameBit, obviously, I'm working with now, and as far as a few others, but I haven't gotten any of those. So I don't know what you guys say about that. Next slide is kind of the next step. All right, here's who I am. Next steps, contact info. Here's what the next step of the process is if you want to work with my channel. And that's what I've got. So looking forward to hearing what advice, feedback do you guys have?
Tim, I'm working on something like this right now with an ad rep who is helping me establish a new media kit. I've had a media kit in the past, but one thing I am doing on this one is treating it more like a one-sheet resume. This is a PDF, and what we're trying to do is get the basic information down to one sheet, because the people that the potential sponsors that he's going to pitch this to really need kind of quick overview, and then they can contact us for more details. But I am giving the basic demographics, the basic channel reach, and, you know, those kind of numbers. Obviously, those numbers are important. And for sponsors, I've found that most of them are interested in a single video. They're interested in how big of a reach, how many views that's going to get in the first 30 days.
On a single video. Okay, good. I don't have anything like that. All right.
Tim, I'm wondering whether it makes sense for you to actually do a video about it, right? Instead of doing, it's kind of hard to follow along. I was trying to write down what you were saying.
Oh, sorry.
Like, see the slides. I know people in the comments are asking too, well, can we see the slides? But since you're so video focused, I would definitely have a video talking about all of these things, like a 2-minute quick video. I'd also love to see testimonials from brands.
Yeah.
If you can work out a full case study, that's great. But just some testimonials of somebody, even in a quick email or whatever they write to you, something quick and showing the logos of people you work with and the people whose lives that you've changed, right? To show like not just the engagement, the numbers, but you make it real, like you make it hit me in the heart that watching Tim's stuff changes lives. I know that's part of your routine. So just a few, I know you have a lot of great examples, but a few actual testimonials from your subscribers and viewers that kind of pull in an emotional string, I think would help too.
So when you say do this as a video, you're talking about like an unlisted YouTube video that would just be for CMOs or marketing directors or something that accompanies the deck or is in place of the deck, or what?
It could be both, and I'm not sure you should make it unlisted. Like maybe make it listed, and then they'll see subscribers commenting on what you're doing below as well. Just you can have the deck as well, but I think because you're so video focused, I'd love to see a video. And there is a thing to be said. This is a little like reverse psychology though, for trying too hard, right? For like really wanting this deal, and you go all out, and then there's something to be said for them coming to you and not shrugging them off, but like, here's my info, and it gives them what they want, but not like putting everything into it. So you try so hard that then you look a little on the desperate side. Yeah.
Like a little, you don't want to come across as begging, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You know, I do a lot of brand deals, right? I work with Dell and Microsoft and, you know, huge companies. And I have one page that talks about, it's called brands. You guys can check it out. My website /brands. And It's just a list of all the different things that I've done with brands. And I don't do proposals. Like we go from looking at that page to doing a phone call. And if somebody wants a proposal from me, like I don't do proposals. I don't do it, right? And I push them away. And we end up signing deals and 6-figure annual deals with these brands. And it's from me, it's the confidence to not try so hard that you look desperate and they come back and beat you down, right? So there's something to be said for not doing too much work when dealing with the brands.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I have a 1-page rate card, and it's really simple, but it's really effective because I have a lot of like craft companies that will reach out to me, and if I can just email that rate card, they can see what they can get from different price points, and it just start off, with obviously my YouTube channel and my blog and my social media reach, and then I start off with the big package, which is a video, blog post, social media blasts, and then I work my way down to like a 20-second plug at the beginning of a video, or a 20-second plug at the end of a video, or a blog post only, which is very valuable to a lot of craft companies, because something I've noticed is that the YouTube video reaches more people, but the people that actually watch it on the blog, they click through and buy way more than people that watch it on the YouTube channel. So, for a small craft company who has a budget of, $150, $200, can't afford the big package, but they may get just as much return on their investment by just doing a blog post with showing their products in a unique craft. Of course, it's less work for me because all I have to do is make the craft and take a picture of it. But that way they can see it all in one sheet. They can see what will fit in their budget. And I think when you lay out the big package first, everything else by comparison looks very affordable. Yeah. And it kind of takes the fear away. Because I've run a small business myself. I know how important those ad dollars are. I put myself in their shoes, and I want them to get as much out of it as I do. I want my viewers to get as much out of it as my wallet does. So, I think if everybody's benefiting, then it's a good fit. And I truly want anybody that works with me to succeed. So,
yeah. So that's interesting because I was not planning on including rates in there. Like I have some standard rates that I use, but usually the direction I've gone is like, what's your budget? What goals do you have for the campaign? I think like I want to have those conversations first, and then I kind of like, all right, this is what I think, how I can best help you meet those goals. I think it's going to work best for you as a brand, and then here's how much I think it's going to cost. That type of direction. But
I think that's what Evan was saying though, in terms of like not doing proposals, like, because what you end up doing is you sign up for custom work every time. Yeah. And by having everything as like a straightforward media kit, maybe it's a brand page like Evan's, and then the rate card as well. That actually, I think, is more helpful to the potential sponsor because they want just a cut and dry, like, how does this usually work? When you get into the habit of saying what we typically do is, that's well received from brands because it sounds like you know what you're doing. And you do know what you're doing. When you give them all the cards to be able to say, well, we want this, that, and the other thing, you're going to do so much work organizing what the effort is in the first place that who knows if you're even going to get your money's worth out of it. I honestly think that the rate card is key, if for no other reason than just making it very cut and dry. And then you have the variety of price points, the low and the high and the middle, that looks like the no-brainer, because then when all things are considered, they're really going toward what you really want because they see what the low end and the high end looks like. It's just the best approach if you want to weed out the people that are just going to go back and forth with you on mixing different things up, and it just ends up being so much more work that way.
I think it depends on who your clients are going to be. I don't use a rate card, and I don't target any of the small guys. I know a lot of people can't afford to work with me, and I provide a lot of stuff for free. The reason why I don't provide a rate card is often brands come with a specific thing that they have in mind, and I, from a phone call, manage to give them a lot more. Right? So they come with one thing. Like, we want to do one video. And I'm like, guys, one video is not going to do much for you. What you really need is a campaign. And we need to do this over a year. And then I walk away, instead of signing something for a couple $1,000s, you end up with a 5-6-figure deal.
That's what I was thinking, because oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm thinking like if you're targeting smaller advertisers and you want to give things away, like, hey, the end of my video costs $500 for an ad, and you want to just sell a lot of those to small companies and entrepreneurs, and that might be a fit. I think if you're selling to big brands and big agencies, I would rather not have a rate card. I'd rather have a discussion, because then I know I can upsell them on a bigger package and better serve their needs. Like the plan, like these guys really have no idea what they're doing for the most part. And so when you get on a call with them the first time, they're coming to you as being the expert. Like, oh, we got to get on the YouTube, so let's go talk to Tim, right?
The YouTube, it's like going to the Walmart.
Figure out what they want to do. And so if you just give them the rates and they say, hey, we want that, it's harder to get into that discussion. It may not even happen. They may not even want to call you because they look at the rates being so high. So it depends on who your audience is. If you're going for the smaller guys or the bigger guys.
And that's the thing. So I charge a lot more than most creators probably charge that have similar demographics and similar size audiences and everything, because one, it's super targeted. And two, there's not a whole lot of other places where you're going to get access to this audience, you know? So there's like a few other places, but not many. And so I've been consistently able to charge a lot more. And so what happens is people who are like emailing me just like, hey, like this generic templated email that I know they didn't even look at my audience, and they're expecting something for $150, and I write back and say, or actually Catherine, my admin, writes back and says, this is where we're at. And they're like, they balk. And they're like, what? And so I wonder if I actually put my rates on the card, if most of them would just immediately dismiss it and wouldn't even work with me, you know?
There's no reason not to just weed people out before they even bother. And they're still going to get those crap emails. You're never going to be able to avoid that. The people that don't do their research are not going to look at your rate card, whether the rates are on it or not. So it's honestly better. I mean, there's no reason to hide from your price.
Totally agree with Amy on this one. Yeah, totally agree. Especially for the format of this series, which is about people trying to make a full-time career out of videos. Starting with a rate card is a great place to start.
I think Evan's point is spot on for those bigger brands and for those companies that have those very large budgets. And then on the flip side, what Amy is saying is very valid for the smaller brands. My channel is kind of somewhere in the middle there, where I've worked with some big brands, but I've worked with a lot. I've been pitched a lot of small brands. Mm-hmm. And to your point, that's exactly what happens. I get, this is what we're looking for, and here's what we're looking to pay. And it's far less than what my current rate is for a dedicated video or for a 30-second shout out. And I'm curious, Tim, like from what you're saying here, is this something that is on your channel or on your website right now that someone can click on and see, or is it something they have to email you first?
Yeah, right now you got to contact me or my admin and they send it to you.
Because that's where I'm kind of seeing, like, I don't have a blog, so to speak. I stopped blogging years ago and devoted it all to YouTube. I have a Tumblr. It's kind of my pseudo blog just to throw stuff on, but primarily it's all video and it's all on YouTube for the most part. So I'm curious, like, where that would live for someone like me, because again, to your guys' point, Amy, you said it yourself, having that out there kind of weeds out those people, because they look at my channel and go, oh, he's a much smaller channel than these guys, let's pitch him, we could probably afford him. And then, like you said, Tim, I give them my rate and they're like, oh, you're that high still? Like, they don't realize, to your point, they don't realize the value of YouTube and my audience and knowing specifically who my demographic is. And when I had that conversation with them, that's when they're like, oh, we didn't realize that. Well, what else do you have? And that's where that, what Lindsay was saying, having those different tiers can kind of throw out there and say, well, maybe you can't afford this, which you were looking for, but I can still give you this and potentially give you that.
Yeah. And for me, like, I got to consider, like, I have a team behind me, I'm not, this isn't like all profit for me. I got to pay editors, admin, their time. This requires resources from me. And there's always a little bit of social equity, you're risking when you do these as well. So, so for me, charging the higher prices is actually what makes me be able to do it in the first place.
Right.
So in the remaining few minutes that we have left, do any of you guys do any like cold sales, so to speak, where you're just going out like on LinkedIn and like finding like, oh, I would love to work with this brand, or how much of it is that versus people just coming to you, or maybe you have a manager or an MCN that does this, or how does that look like? What does that look like for you guys?
I'm gonna throw a curveball out at you on that one. Okay. I think a lot of people, when they get to a certain size, then try to go out and be the sales guy. And if you're not good at sales, you're not going to get a lot of great results. And you're better off going all in on what you're really good at. Like, my business model is kick up as much dust in my industry as possible, kick up enough attention, and then people will find me. And it doesn't matter how polished your rate card is and your proposal is. They want to deal with you, right? When people are coming to you, they're already pre-sold on you because of all the videos that you've done and the love you poured into your channel. And so if you have the ability to be a salesperson, then great. If not, don't stress out and think, I can't get brand deals because I'm not a great salesperson. Just go all in on your channel, build up a bigger and bigger audience, and you will naturally attract brands and companies that want to work with you.
But I also think there's like something in the middle there, because I agree, like most people cold selling are going to suck at it. And those are the people that we get mad at that email us. So there's that, but also, yeah, kick up dust and get audience. For the people in the middle, I mean, you need to just get comfortable with how you talk about yourself, because anytime you come in contact with anyone, you need to be able to say like, this is what I do and this is how I make money. And then if someone's like, oh, cool, like maybe I'd sponsor your channel because that sounds like people I would work. You just have to get used to talking about yourself before you're ever going to be good at sales. So I think there is a medium area where it's like, oh, I guess I can't have a sponsor until I have 100,000 or 1 million subscribers. That's not true. I know lots of people making money with sponsorships have significantly smaller followings, similar to Tim's point, depending on how niche you are. And so I just think that the more you practice talking about yourself, what you do, why you're good at it, and how you make money, the more likely that you may come into contact with a potential sponsor without having to wait or cold email.
Yeah. And I think if you're passionate about a product, like, because the crafts industry is a little bit different than the art industry, where there's always new products coming out. And I had a viewer once email me and say, hey, I think I'd like to call this die cut company that you've been talking about and see if they'll send you stuff for free. And like, no, I'd actually rather try the stuff, see if I love it, if I'm passionate about it, then contact them and show them what I have to offer. Because the problem with free product is that they expect so much from you and they value your product so little because they think you just work for free stuff. So but if you find that product that you're so passionate about that you would just talk about anyway because you love, and then you contact that company genuinely, you can really make some awesome connections and do very beneficial stuff. And that's cold calling, even though it doesn't sound like sales, because it's so genuine. But if you do cold calling like that with products you really love, it can work out really, really well. So don't be afraid to cold call. I hear that a lot from smaller YouTubers because they'll try to apply at FameBit, which I love, and I've had a lot of success there, but my channel has 200,000 subscribers. So when somebody has 5,000 subscribers and they apply, they're competing against much larger channels. And if you're like a small
there, Lindsay, good job.
Yeah. But if you're a, say you're a marker color, or you're a color pencil colorist and you do amazing work, those 5,000 subscribers you have are so valuable to a color pencil company. You contact your favorite company and they probably happily give you things to give away to your fans and pay for you to do tutorials showcasing how wonderful their product is. So don't think of it like you're a slimy used car salesman. Genuinely contact brands that you absolutely love, and you can't lose. If anything, they'll be flattered that you love their product. Maybe a while before you can work a deal because you're not big enough yet, but you've got your foot in the door and you've made a little pathway that may come in handy in the future.
Yeah. I'll just go right and say the brands I want to work with, and maybe I'll send them this video as a part of it. But like I'm using Wirecast to live stream this, and everyone's always asking me, "What are you using to live stream?" So I think like that's a natural brand integration right there, So that's a free plug for them. And
I suck at the whole direct sales, cold calling. I've never been a good salesman, and basically what you just said, Lindsay, is. That's how I am. I pour over a product or pour over a brand naturally in my videos, and then like either they get wind of it or my audience somehow like tweets them or shares it with them, like, hey, did you know this, that kind of thing. And I've had brands contact me like that way, but I've yet to do any of those like direct, like, oh, I love this product so much, you guys should work with me because I love you guys. Like I haven't done that yet because I'm just not there. I'm not that kind of person. Even though there are tons of brands I would love to work with, and a lot of times. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm on that teeter-totter area of like, I would love to work with, let's say, Red Bull. Red Bull is one of my favorite brands. Love everything they do. Love their product. I've been to Red Bull HQ. I've met the guys behind them. Like we've done the whole Twitter following. Like it's all good and everything. But like I don't know what to offer them, what to pitch to them, other than like, hey, if you give me free Red Bull, I'm gonna be drinking all the time in the videos. If you give me a Red Bull hat, I'm gonna be wearing it in my videos. Like you're gonna get out there, but like, how do I ask for money? Because like. Really, all I want is the product. Like that comes down to that, right? And there's that teeter-totter of like, I deal that today. When I get free products, Lindsay, you said it again. You get free products, And it's like, okay, this is cool, but I'm maybe just going to throw it in one video at one time because I don't know if I love it that much yet. Or whereas like Red Bull, like I said, I'm all about it, and I'm already promoting the crap out of them. They don't have to pay me because I'm already promoting them. Like they already got the free advertisement.
Right.
So then it's like, once that's already happening, how do I go about saying, well, you know, you guys should really be paying me because I am promoting you all.
One quick suggestion, Clint, is that I believe in hiring people who can do things a lot better than I can do. And there's certainly nothing wrong with hiring an ad rep or a manager who can deal with this stuff. And for me, it just totally frees up my schedule to deal with what I really want to deal with, which is making videos.
Yeah. I mean, to that point, I have an agent in New York who's booking book deals and gigs, speaking gigs and brand deals. I still get way more just from going all in on my channel and pouring massive love into what I'm doing on YouTube, way more than anything he introduces me to. You just start attracting the people who are already watching, who love what you're about, who want to reach your audience. And I know it's frustrating, like you want to earn money, like how can I reach out to these guys? But really, if that's not your forte, just go in on focusing on the content.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is pretty much what I've been doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Hey guys, let's bring in some tweets here real quick, and then we're gonna wrap up with this. So you'll be able to see your tweets right here on the screen. You got some people talking, giving some good advice here. The main one I want to point out here. Oh, it's been going too fast. I lost it already. You guys are tweeting way
Tim,
too
I'm
quickly.
really sorry. I had another appointment I have to
Okay.
get to.
Yeah,
so
no
I
problem.
can't.
Yep.
But I'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Thanks.
And it was here we go. So J-Man says, have a page on your website, you know, with the amount of subs, you know, those types of things. And I think we talked about that a little bit, that using your website could be a great place to have some of this information, or just like a link that you could just send people who are interested to say, hey, I got a whole page on my website about that. So go check that out. And I think that's a great idea that could work for a lot of people to have that information readily available. So thanks, J-Man. I think that's going to wrap it up for us today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I learned a ton, and I got a lot more to think about. Took a lot of good notes, and thank you, each of you full-timers here, other entrepreneurs that was here hanging out with us, giving me a lot of feedback. Really appreciate each of you guys. Next week, Evan is going to be in the hot seat. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes at his channel and his business that surrounds it. And also, for you guys who maybe it's hard for you to get to the live stream at this time every week at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays here at youtube.com/video creators. You can also find this on iTunes and Stitcher and SoundCloud. Just search for Video Creators. You can subscribe to the audio there and listen to it while you're on the go, and other places as well. So you can also get notified if you'd like when we go live here at Video Creators every week, just by opening the YouTube app and then searching for Video Creators. Go to the channel and tap the little bell icon that's next to the Video Creators name there, and you can get notifications that way. And it'll be great to have you guys hang out with us. So thank you everyone in the chat. You guys have been awesome, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next week right here. Subscribe if it's your first time, because we'll be again talking about this type of stuff for the next 12 weeks to help you guys grow your audiences and your YouTube channels. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys again next week. Bye.